left me to die. Faithful you are, right by my side. You always hear me, every word I pray. You said I could make it, new mercy each day. I need you, God. I need you, God. I need you, God. I can't breathe without you. I need you, God. God, I can't make it without you, Lord. I need you, God. When my heart was broken, you held me close. Others say they love me, you love me most. When
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's good?
What's good,
Y'all all
y'all?
right? Hey, we just want to say welcome. This is on our Live, Love, Laugh page, but you know, I'm gonna say something. I'm so proud of this woman sitting to my right. Y'all, if y'all have not gone and subscribed to Mary J. Heiston's page, that's Mary J, right?
Just Mary Heiston.
It's just Mary Heiston's page on
Number
YouTube.
8. It's Mary Heiston, number 8.
There you go. I'll let you introduce it.
So we want to get on here and we want to talk about the reasons why we moved to Arizona, the pros and the cons.
Right. One of the things that I love about this segment is something that we were supposed to do a long time ago.
Long time ago.
When I say a long time ago, we were supposed to do this a long time ago, and we never really actually got up to the chance to actually doing it. And today was like one of them days where we could like get by and be like, you know what, let's do it. Let's actually do it. And so we're absolutely doing it. And so I'm thankful.
Yes. So the first thing what we're going to talk about, why we moved.
All right.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
when we first, after the pandemic, just put it like that, after the pandemic, a lot of you guys know that we tried to find a house and we tried to find a place in Kansas City, and things just wasn't working out for us. And I know before my mom died, we was talking about, I was telling my mother I wanted to move to Arizona. She's always wanted to move to Arizona. And she was like, let's go. But my daddy was like, we too old to be moving to Arizona. We too old to be going anywhere. But my mother was ready to go. And so that always just stuck in the back of my mind. And I was just like, okay, after she died and the pandemic happened and I got married and everything, and, I was like, I got somebody crazy enough to move with me, just like me. I'm just as crazy as he is. And I said, let's move. He's like, let's go. And so we decided to move to Arizona. And I said, this is what my mother was talking about doing. I've never moved from Kansas City. I've always lived in Kansas City. And I said, I'm just ready to just up and move and just start a new life, start something new. And so I chose Arizona. And so we, and he said, well, tell him about what you said about
one of the first things that I said was, a man that don't work don't eat. That was one of my first things. Like, all right, God, look, hey, a man don't work, don't eat. So, God, if you will provide for me a job.
Yes.
And the first thing that God did for me was he told me, he was like, look, update your resume. And no sooner than I updated my resume, I had a job within a week here in the state of Arizona. Isn't that something? I updated my resume, and updating my resume, God blessed me with a job right in the midst of everything that we were going through. Because like she said, we were looking for a house, and upon looking for a house, we kept getting no's. And let me let you know something. Like when you get to a place to where you keep getting no's, no, right after no, right, no, like yeah, you put in the application, no,
Yes.
no, and it just turns into a song. It was so bad, y'all. Good evening, Miss Sharon. We
Hey,
love
Miss
you.
Sharon.
It got so bad that and my wife, and she'll agree with this. It got so bad that we even had an address,
Yes.
and upon having this address, they were like, go ahead, transfer the mail, go ahead and get your
Lights
the
on.
lights on, and get all the night, like get it all set up. And then what happened after that?
And then they came back and said, "Oh, you got a cable bill that needs to be paid." And I'm like, "Well, okay, I can pay it. Like, what do we need to do?" And they said, "Well, no, because that it came back that you had owed on this cable bill, which was dumb. They said it already declined."
Right.
And
It
I
already
said,
went
"How's
into
it gonna
foreclosure.
decline
I mean, not
before-"
foreclosure, but
No, it ain't.
it
no
went
foreclosure.
into collections.
But what we didn't understand was at the beauty shop we had the same cable company in my name. So I'm like, that's a lie. And so, I tried to let them know I didn't have anything, and I'm like, I had that. I don't know where that bill come from,
that part.
because I'm like, how is that possible? And I have it in my name at my beauty shop. So you make it make sense. And he said, well, it already went through, and in order for that to happen, you got to go through a whole nother process and another application fee, all this stuff. And I said, you know what, devil, you a lie. So we didn't get that. And then we had, was that before the pandemic? That was before the pandemic.
That was before the pandemic.
And then we applied for another place, got approved for it, and then the pandemic happened. And so when the pandemic happened, it not only affected me, it affected him. Because I did hair, I'm doing hair, they shut all the beauty shops down. And then he's a school teacher, all the schools were shut down. So we couldn't move in this place because we're like, okay, if we move in this place, neither one of us gonna have incomes. And, so we had to call the man. We was honest with him, he was like asking us when we was gonna be able to move in. And we told him, like, we can move in, but we ain't gonna be able to pay you no rent because of the pandemic. Right. I mean, it's just literally our jobs. And so he said, well, I thank y'all for being honest with me and everything. And he's like, but, I'll hold it. He said, because most likely nobody's going to be able to move in because of the pandemic, or whatever. So he said, I'll hold it for you guys. We was like, cool. So after the pandemic had lifted up, and beauticians was able to go back into their beauty shops and actually work, and then schools and all that stuff. He was still out for a while, but he was working online and all that stuff. So little money started coming in and all that. I had lost customers because they learned how to do their own hair. And I said, that was the devil. The pandemic was the devil, because they learned how to do their own hair, y'all. I mean, like, well, I don't need to come back because I wash my own hair. I straighten my own hair. I permed it. I had my daughter and clipped my ends. I did, so I'm good. So it was kind of like I lost people. And then some people came back, but it wasn't enough to, meet the needs of a place, for us to get a place.
Right.
We reached back out to that man about that place. He said somebody else had just rented it out, but he tried to get us to move in where it was a fourplex.
It was like a fourplex. It was a duplex.
It was a fourplex where it's four, only four. It's two at the bottom and two at the top.
And I think it was the one that he had for us to move in was up at the top.
At the top, and I said, nah, devil is lie. And I didn't want to move in no fourplex, no way. I wanted to either stay in a house or a townhome or whatever, because I wanted a garage and all this. There's what I wanted. I was like, no, I don't want to move that. But it was like, we went by there. It was kind of like the hood. I said, the devil, I ain't, nope, not doing that. I didn't want to settle. And so we kept looking and kept looking and kept looking, and we couldn't find it. And I said, I think we should just move. Let's move out of town. Let's get out of here. And he's like, let's go.
Don't threaten me with a good time. It was almost kind of like I felt like she was trying my gangster. Like she was trying me like, are you gangster enough to move? I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm gangster enough to move. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it poppin'. Let's go.
He said, where you want to move? I said, Arizona. His face like. And he said, well, if I get a job, God provides me with a job, we can do it.
Be out.
And it happened so fast. Everything happened so fast. And so at the time, my son was already living here. So we came to visit my son. And when we came to visit my son, we had already been looking for churches and everything to go visit, you know, just for that weekend, because we know, even though we were coming to visit and on, like, you know, like a mini vacation or whatever, we still want to go to church on Sunday. So we ended up going to this church. We're not going to say the name, but we ended up going to this church to visit. And we on that visit, you know, we got some little connections or whatever from them.
Yo, it
so
was
we
crazy.
thought we had some connections.
I mean, they hooked us with everybody.
Yeah, they hooked us there. Yeah.
Yeah, they hooked us up. They for real. Like they hooked us up.
Yeah.
So we thought.
So we thought. And so I said, you know, okay, well, I was like, oh my God. So we according to, you know, them, I had a job when I got here. He was going to be, you know, working or whatever. Of course, they were going to do some other stuff, but we're not going to get into that. But we ended up getting down here. It took us. We drove down. We drove down here to see my son. Then drove back to Kansas City.
We came down here on spring break.
And then we moved down here. Yeah.
We came down here on spring. So we came to visit because I had a job, and so during our spring break, what we did was we came down here to visit, to look at houses.
Yes.
And
for me to got scammed out of that.
We came down here to look for the houses. Almost got scammed out of that.
There's a lot of scammers.
I got the chance to meet the people that I was going to be working for and working with. All looked good. Everything was good. Everything looked nice.
Yes.
Oh, and like she said, when people apologize, until then. It was like until we got here, we actually got ready to move. So what's up, Brandy?
Hey, Brandy.
So we had a move-in date, and so up on that moving date, what happened was we had a thing where we moved down here. Well, we all right. So let's stop. Let's pause for a second, because we had a move-in date, but up on even having the move-in date, what happened was we had to push the move-in date back.
Yes.
Because we had some things that I won't go into that. We had some things that fell through.
Yeah.
So like, all right. So isn't this something like, and everybody that's on the line that's a Christian believer, y'all all can attest to this. When you be like, okay, God, this is I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and that, and then every plan that you had put in place fails.
Yes.
I mean, everything failed. Everything that was supposed to happen did not happen. We ended up having to push our move-in date back.
Yes.
Meaning that we had to go into more money that we didn't want to go into.
Yes.
Then when we finally was like, okay, all right, we pushed our move-in date back to a whole nother month because we were supposed to leave in May. We didn't leave in May. We ended up leaving in June, and even that was a not a no because I was supposed to be down here working in the month of June. Mm-hmm. So because that didn't happen, that pushed my working date, which meant that I couldn't start working until after summer. Y'all remember when I said at the beginning of this video, a man don't work, don't eat?
Yep.
Man don't work, don't eat. We got down here to Arizona, and everything that we were supposed to have that was already put in place was not in place.
Yes.
Was not in place at all.
At all. Nothing was in place.
Nothing was working. Nothing was going the way that we planned it to work in our favor. We ended up maxing out credit cards.
Yes.
depleting all of our savings funds. And look, we moved down here. We had to leave our things. Look, we had to get a storage before we moved down here. So we had a reason why we moved, and the reason why we moved was because God was calling us to something better. We knew that God wanted us to do something better, something bigger. It was something that God was trying to pull out of us to why we kept running into brick walls while we were in Kansas City. So Kansas City wasn't a place for us to be anymore. We literally had outgrown everything. Nothing was working into our favor other than the fact that, yes, we had a place to stay. Yes, we had food, but we didn't have our own place. And we just knew that God had our own waiting for us. We just had to step into it.
So moving down here, once we got here, we almost got scammed into, we almost got scammed. So that didn't work out. And so it went back. It's like, okay, now we're on the manhunt. Now we got to look for another place. And because we didn't have credit, we didn't have a bank, we didn't have a history of anything, no one wanted to deal with us.
Right.
The people was just like, okay, the bank that I had in Kansas City, they didn't have one until recently.
Yeah, they had just built it.
It's far from where, because mind you, we didn't know where we was at. We just knew we was in Arizona. We didn't know what part. We didn't know how far apart everything was. And now we see, dang, stuff is closer than we thought.
Yeah.
But so I closed that bank in Kansas City because I'm like, they don't have one here. And so we ended up. We were staying at a hotel for a long time,
Right.
a few, about a couple of months.
No, a couple of weeks.
Was it?
Yeah, because
a couple of weeks.
it was a couple of weeks.
Or
We
maybe
stayed
a
at this
month.
hotel for a week or so, and they let me tell you something. When we was using our church credit card, and when we were using it, what was happening is we was paying, and they was double charging us, and we didn't know that they were double charging us.
Yeah.
And
They figured we've been there because it was a month, because that's the reason why they started double charging us.
Oh, no.
Because they figured like, oh, they're going to be here another, So they just kept charging us, and we was just like, wait, whoa, slow down. They was charging us weeks instead of days, because we was telling them to do it a day, because we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow, And so they was charging us, and eventually I think they had to end up refunding a little bit money back. But we moved from there and went to Prescott.
Yep.
And that place was far.
Yeah.
Prescott, they get all four seasons. So when we got up there, it was monsoon season, and I hated it.
Stop. You gotta pause. You gotta tell them monsoon season.
What'd I say? I said monsoon.
Monsoon season.
Monsoon season is like spring.
So this is life after the pandemic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
Monsoon season. We talking about? I'm already in Arizona. We in Arizona.
We in
now.
Arizona now.
Yeah.
We just ain't got to the pros and the cons yet.
No,
Okay.
we
All right.
haven't.
Cool. We good. All right.
So we
Let's make
got
sure.
to, because it's why we moved.
All right.
And so we ended up in Prescott, and once again, it was raining every single day, which I was like, I could have stayed in Kansas City for this. But it was raining every day. The people were super nice. They were really nice. He ended up getting a job up there, and I hated his job because when it rained, he was almost stuck. He a few times because he literally worked on the top of a mountain.
Yep. And at the bottom of the mountain was like a trench almost.
It was like
And when
flooded
anytime
every
it
time.
rained, you was getting stuck up there.
It flooded. Yes.
Yeah. You wasn't going nowhere. You was on the mountain. And if it was too bad, you weren't coming down from that mountain until the river got done rushing.
Yes.
Let's just say there was a couple of days where I almost ended up having to stay up there on the mountain.
Yes.
She wasn't happy. She was like, this is for the birds. We ain't doing this.
Here I am on the other side of the river. I'm on the other side of the river, looking at it, and people was trying to cross it
In cars.
in cars, and I was just like, y'all on your own.
2 to 3 3 feet of water.
I don't know how to swim. It was more than that.
It was high.
It was high. It was high. Yeah. And so anyway, we stayed there for a couple of months. And then we moved. We got tired of it. We was like, okay, we we had to move because they was remodeling the house or whatever. So anyway, and we thank God for the person who allowed us to stay there. Everybody that's done something for us, we thank God for.
Right.
We appreciate you.
We don't take it lightly.
We don't take it lightly. Listen, it took a team to help us like get to where we needed to be, and I thank God for them.
Right.
But we ended up moving from there, and we started staying in Airbnb.
Yeah.
And then, because we were waiting to get approved for this house, and so we met some rude realtors. Ooh, rude. This one lady was so rude. I ain't gonna say her name, but she was very rude, and she was just like, y'all ain't gonna be able to get this because y'all don't have no credit, and y'all, it's showing that they showed everything. Seemed like it caught up fast because our credit cards, everything was on here, everything. We was like, oh my God. So, long story short, she didn't want to get us in this house, so somebody else got us in this house that we're in now. And so we ended up moving to this house. So now we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of Arizona, because that's when we moved here in this house in September. What year was that?
2023.
What he said.
2023.
When we moved in this house, that's when our life began for as
Right.
the pros and the cons. We started to, know about the areas and how close everything was and everything. So let's talk about the first thing.
So the first thing would be
the weather.
The weather is beautiful.
The weather is so beautiful here.
Like, I can't lie. Like the weather is like no other here. Like, there's really not ever a bad day, even when it gets to a place to where it's cold.
Yeah.
Even when it's cold outside, it's beautiful outside.
Beautiful.
And like it'll be cold in the mornings, but by
well, that's in the wintertime.
That's in the wintertime. But like now I feel like I'm stuttering. No. At 6 o'clock in the morning, like I have to be at work at about 7, so I'm always up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and so in that morning time, it's kind of cold in the winter times.
Yeah.
And our winter time it starts about October, November, December, and January. So from November, actually October, November, December, January, and February.
It's still kind of cool now.
In the middle part of March,
it's still cool in the morning.
It's cool in the mornings, but it feels good. It's not a bad. It's not a bad cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you gotta wear
it's 75
like a
degrees
winter coat.
right now.
Right. So it just depends. It depends on you. If you like cold, then it'll be cool for you. If you like it hot, then you won't like the mornings here in those months.
Yeah.
But after those months, like, it feels really amazing out here.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, we tell people, you should come and visit. People sitting on Arizona. I love Arizona for one because I don't like the cold. I don't like nothing. I can't stand it. And that's the reason why I want to move to Arizona. And so people like, I ain't trying to go. I don't want to go to hell. Well, keep living. If you keep living, if you live wrong, you going. That's where you're going anyway. So you might as well get used to it. But no, so people talk about Arizona and they say that Arizona is, oh my God, it's so hot, and but who goes outside and just say, I think I'm going to get burnt today? Like who does that? You're in the house, and even in the summertime where you're at, if it's hot, you stand in the house. And so, most of the time people, they're going out and they do what they got to do and they come back home. We have a garage, so we park in the garage. We go somewhere, we do what we got to do. We not trying to be out all hours of the day or whatever, and so they have a lot of those
carports.
They have a lot of those I can't say it. Carports. You know what I'm trying to say. They got a lot of those. a lot of car parts. You know what I'm trying to say. They got a lot of those. So people park up under there. Or they have them things that you put inside. You laughing at me? They have them things that you put inside of the window. What are those things called? They little shields that you put in the window to, you know. That works too. But but anyway, and then a lot of people in Arizona, it's legal to have dark tint windows. So a lot of people got dark tinted windows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, that helps as well. But in the wintertime, it feels so good.
Right.
It feels so good. It's like I think the coldest it gets is like 30 degrees in the morning, and then in the evening it gets like 65, 70 degrees, or something like that. And then like now it's considered going into the monsoon season, so it's been raining here lately, which, you know, we need the rain. People seem to think that, you know, you in the desert, oh, there's no rain. That's a lie. We get rain. It may not last long. It may be like 5 minutes and then hot again, but when it rains, it's like somebody poured a bucket of water. I mean, it rains, okay? It really, really rains. So anyway, so that's that. You want to go to the next one?
Yeah. But most of all, the weather is always beautiful.
Beautiful.
Here.
Always sunny.
Let's not forget about, yes, the weather is always great, but Arizona has some of the best sunrises and sunsets.
Yes, you better believe it.
And the beautiful, just so beautiful. So if you like taking pictures, this will be a great place for you to take pictures of the sunsets and the sun rising.
Yes. Number 2, it is a lot to do here.
It's a lot.
We have not really
done.
We ain't touched the surface of what it is to do here.
Yeah.
But where did we go? Where was the name of that place? The Grand Canyon?
Yes.
We went to the Grand Canyon, y'all.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Now, I'm scared of heights, so they kept saying, come on to the edge. No, this ain't the day I'm going to die. I'm not about to, because I'm clumsy. I would trip over a little rock, and then they be like, I loved you. How did she die? She flew off the cliff. That's just it. I'm gone. It's too close. I can't. I kept telling, nah, y'all go ahead. I'll be the one to take the pictures. You know, like the girl to go to the club. They go to the club with all their friends, and then they leave their purses with that one friend. That would be me.
Not the designated purse holder.
I'll be that designated. I'll take all the pictures. Y'all go onto the edge and look over to the. Not gonna do it because I'm clumsy. Not gonna be able to do. But we went there, and where else?
We've been to a lot of places, like a lot of the mountains, a lot of the different neighborhoods, a lot of the places, and like the different cities. Like for instance, like when we was this one resort place that we passed when we were out doing the deliveries, and I mean it was beautiful. We've got the chance to go in because with me being a basketball coach, you know, we've been able to go and participate in some different things as far as like what the school has going on, is especially is what the church has going on and what have you. But the most of, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be real quick honest with you. We're real simple people, and we know how to make things work on a budget.
We know how to have fun on a budget. But that one place that started and Will took us to when we was on them.
The ATVs. Let me just say this.
Listen.
If you like off-roading, this one right here, don't take her.
Let me tell you something. My sister Star, she's an outdoor person, and we like, what we about to do? Because her and her husband, they come down here all the time, and when they come, we go do little stuff with them, and you know, that's where we get most of our little sightseeing and stuff when we go with them, because you know, Star is, she's adventurous. She's an outside person. So when she said she wanted to do that, I said, you better be glad I love you. Because I'm not an outdoor person. And she wanted to go out, to this, whatever that is, the outing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got in that car, first I wanted to drive. He's like, you want to drive? Okay, you want to drive. I said, no, you drive. So then the whole time I'm screaming.
Slow down. Oh my God. Oh, slow down. Stop. No. Oh, we're going to die. Take Jesus. No, let me do this. Take the wheel, Jesus. And I'm just like.
And I was recording and my daughter said, Mama.
I really wasn't going
She said,
fast.
he was doing 10 and you said, you're going too fast. It seemed like I was, because see, I'm sitting on the side where the curb was, where the cliff was. So if I lean to the left, it's gone. This car is gone. If I lean to the left or the right, that thing was gonna fly off the cliff. Hey, Stinker, what's wrong?
She don't want absolutely nothing.
Come here. Let the people see you. But if you go off the cliff, I mean, if I would have went to the right or the left, that thing was going off the cliff. Come on, stand up. You want to say? Look at. It's my grandbaby. What, baby?
The camera shows the side that you're not on.
Anyway, and so we went on there. What you want to do? Come on now. You don't know? Okay,
All
well,
right,
just let her
well,
stay
bye.
right there. She's good. She can stay right there. But anyway, and so we were on there, on that thing, and he was driving. And listen, I kept telling him, I said, if something happened to me, I got on the line. I got on the live. I was recording.
You was on something.
I said, look, y'all, if something happened to me, I went over the cliff because he was driving.
Nah, we went over the cliff. We wouldn't have went over. We wasn't going over the cliff no way.
Oh my
She
goodness.
was just nah. Yeah. Nah.
This baby is so funny. She is so funny, and I knew she was gonna want to do this. But it's a lot to do here. We done went to different restaurants. Scottsdale?
Yes.
Scottsdale is where pretty much everything is. Okay, baby, stop it. Scottsdale is where everything is, but it's a little expensive.
Yeah,
It's a
it
little
can
on
be
the
a
pricey
little.
side.
It can be a little expensive for absolutely nothing. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times it's just Scottsdale is just.
You're paying for the name.
You're paying for
Scottsdale.
yeah. Because it's Scottsdale.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So, but if you like being in the suburbs, yeah.
Yeah, and we went to Scottsdale. We wanted one time. I was like, dang, I wish they had a White Castles here.
Oh.
And he found the White Castle, and it was in Scottsdale. And them little things them little burgers. I said, now
It
this
was
ain't
expensive.
the hood. Now wait a
But
minute.
it didn't even taste like.
It didn't taste like the hood.
It was bougie. It had a digital board out there. It was like. It was like the Beverly Hills version of
White Castle.
White Castle, pretty much.
And I was
It was like,
pissed
no.
because I was like, I wanted some White Castle, and I got the bougie version. We done.
She
been-
said she wants to. Miss Sharon says she wants to move somewhere else. Been thinking about it. Come on down, Arizona. Arizona is like the place.
It is.
I'm telling you, if you want somewhere where it's not, you don't have to worry about sleet and snow. We'll dive into some more things, but later on. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's always something here to do.
Always.
If you have kids, that'd be a great place for you to raise your kids.
Yeah.
There's being here in Arizona with working with the school district.
Go ahead.
Working for the school district, one of the things that I've known, that I realized here is that there's always something for kids to do. There's like every last one of the sports here. You have a lot of parents that show up for these kids. Like when I showed up to the gym one time during the summer, it was a basketball tournament. in this basketball tournament, these kids, when I tell you, these kids had parents and kids everywhere.
She said her kids are grown, so it would only be her.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, you got us.
Yeah.
We here.
You got familiar faces.
Yeah, we here. But yeah, it's a family place.
Yeah, it's a family
Actually,
place.
it's a retirement state. I didn't, when I moved up here, a lot of people we talked to, they're retiring from, they retired and moved here. And so we live close by Sun City? It's Sun City. We
Yep.
live like 10 minutes away from this Sun City, Arizona. And that's where all of the retirement people, it's like what's the name of them homes? Assisted living homes.
Yeah.
That they don't want to call it nursing homes. But they'll get you if you in a nursing home. This ain't no nursing home. This is retirement or a assisted
They will
living.
argue you
They will
down.
argue you down. But the assisted living houses, they're like resorts.
They don't look like
beautiful.
they got palm trees, swimming pools,
Golf
and
course.
golf course. Like
On the inside,
and
they
we-
got movie theaters.
movie theaters.
The
They
actual
got
grocery store on the inside.
they got it going on. It's got like a stop and shop place. And
Yeah.
it's when they have the dinner. Well, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in some of them places. It'd be like, man, look, can I move in here too? They're set up like apartments, nice condos.
Yeah.
So they're really, really, really nice here.
Yeah. And the homes, or let's go to the homes. Beautiful homes.
Beautiful homes.
Yeah.
The houses here are absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
But the housing market here, the inflation, it's really crazy out here. So you gotta really,
That's what you're on this side now.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. The houses are really beautiful. You really you get a lot for your money.
Yeah, you get a lot.
It's a lot of homes popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like you really, if you come down here, like you really gotta know what you want.
Yes.
You really gotta know what you want, and don't settle for anything that you don't want.
Yes. If you want to live in a house, move in your house. Because the apartments, and this is the thing, a lot of people, like, oh my God, the houses and stuff, it may cost, they be like, it costs, a lot or whatever. Move into your house. Move into what you want to move into. And I guess that's one of, we can use that as one of the, but anyway, you get a lot for your buck. You do. The house that we're living in, it's a lot of house, and so it's worth every penny that we pay for this house. And it's set up different. Everything, even the people talk about Arizona, and it being the desert. Every time when I talk to my daddy, he always saying something about the desert and all that stuff, and it doesn't look like the desert here. It's absolutely beautiful. And we already touched on that too, a retirement state. So quite a few of these we done already talked about, and family place, we talked about that. So then we're gonna go to some of the cons, and we don't want you to be scared of some of the cons, because we just got through talking about some of it as far as the cost of living. The cost of living. Some places is a little high. It depends on where you live. What we're learning now is nobody told us. We're staying in the suburbs. We didn't even know it. We're staying in the suburbs. Go to the cons.
All right, the cost of living is high. The cost of living here is high. I want to say taxes here is like 6% or something like that off the dollar. So I'm not saying that you got to have a lot of money to survive here. You just have to you have to be strategic in how you spend your money.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you can find yourself hurting a little bit. You got to be able to budget. You got to have a budget of what you're willing to spend and what you're not willing to spend. And so we've had to learn how to not live so much on a big budget, but we've learned, okay, it's a lot cheaper for you to cook at home than it is for you to go out to eat.
Way cheaper.
So, where you might go to Applebee's, you may go to some of the chain restaurants or what have you, some of the nice expensive restaurants, like the soul food restaurants, and spend like $50 on a meal. But you take that same $50, go to the grocery store and buy your food, and you get enough food.
More.
You get more food than you would if you went to the grocery store. If you went out to eat, because it adds up. So the cost of living can be high out here. You just have to learn how to budget better
And know what area you want to move to.
Yeah, that
because
part.
like once again, we did not know what area to move to, and when we moved in this area, we did not know this was considered the suburbs of Arizona. We didn't know that.
Right.
And so we're thinking, okay, we are in Peoria. Peoria is really big. He worked like 30 minutes away from here, and it was Peoria.
And
but it
didn't
was
know.
closer to the hood, but it was still nice. You get what I'm saying? So we didn't know that where we live, it was considered the suburbs. And so whenever you decide, or if you decide to move, Miss Sharon, just find out what area you want to live in. So Surprise, there's a place, it's like 15 minutes away from us, and it's called Surprise. To me, the houses are beautiful, but it's expensive.
Right. Yeah.
It's
And it's expensive for absolutely. Like, okay, all right, I'll put it like this. So, like she said earlier, she said you gotta know if you want to live in a house or you want to live in an apartment. It's better to live in a house than it is an apartment, because the apartment you're paying a little bit more for less.
Yes, and they add on a lot of fees in them apartments.
Yeah.
They want to add on everything, and
charge you for everything. And a lot of times those apartments are not. They're not what you're paying for, unless it's like one of the newer apartments in their smart apartments.
Yeah,
you're paying
they have
for
smart
a smart
apartments.
homes.
Yeah, and so with those you're getting
You're getting a lot.
you get a lot. You automatically get cameras outside your door and all that stuff, and everything is ran like your stove is a smart stove.
Mm-hmm.
Your refrigerator is a smart.
Lights. all that
Everything,
stuff.
your lights is smart. Everything is smart. Smart, but it's dumb at the same time.
That's smart.
but-
at the same time.
Yeah. But you know it's so you got to be careful when it comes to that, and ask them about the fees and any hidden fees. You know how you buy something and then it's got in little letters, everything is small, and you didn't read that part, and then once you sign on the dotted line, you be like,
Too
well,
late.
it said you wanted this, and that. And you like, no, I didn't say that. Well, you didn't read the small print. So you got to. That's the only thing about it. You got to be careful of. You just got to be careful.
Yeah.
There's different parts of Arizona, like Mesa, Arizona,
Tucson.
Chandler, Tucson, Tempe.
Maricopa.
Yeah, Maricopa. There's different places, and so a lot of people live in Mesa. A lot of black people.
That's what I was about to say. A
lot of black
us
people,
live
yeah,
in
in
Mesa,
Mesa,
Chandler, Tucson.
Tucson, yeah, those are the places a lot of black
well,
people live in.
Up here, Glendale, Avondale.
Yeah, Glendale.
Actually, honestly,
Buckeye.
we live right. Buckeye is
And there's more white people in Buckeye, but it's a mixture.
It's a mixture.
It's a mixture.
Everywhere,
I take that.
actually.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
And it's like
But
Phoenix
it's more in Mesa
Yeah.
and Chandler and all those places.
Right, yeah.
And Mesa is like an hour,
20 minutes.
hour
from
20
where we
minutes
are.
from where we live. Chandler is like an hour.
It's about the same.
No, it's not, because Chandler come first, then Mesa.
Yeah.
So it's Chandler, and then they got what was the other place we was talking about getting our church?
Tempe.
Nope, it was right by Chandler. I mean, it's right by Mesa. Start with a G. Anyway,
Gilbert?
yeah, Gilbert. That's an hour and 20 minutes away
Okay.
too. But Tempe is like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, Tempe's not far from us either.
Yeah.
So
And then
you got a
wanna
lot
make
of
sure
places.
you want to make sure you're close by the airport. You want to make sure you're close by. You know, some people we live so far out. We're not by any bus lines.
Nope.
We're not by that. But anyway, so that's the cost of living. And so let's talk about we
Summers can be hot,
Very
but we
hot.
love it.
Yes, we love it.
I wouldn't change any of this for anything. The weather is absolutely, like earlier, beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, it can get hot.
To like what 100 and
Like 100. The hottest it's ever gotten here in Phoenix is like 115.
a little hotter than that.
Mm,
Yeah, close to 120 almost at one time. That was like I think it was like 116, but it felt like it was 100 and, maybe 120 or whatever.
hot.
Hot.
Point is, summers can be brutally hot, and
Yeah.
you got 3 months out of the year where it's like brutally hot. Like, hot, I will run. But it's only 3 months out of the year,
Yes.
like June, July, and August, and September. Really, you throw September in, but that last part of September,
Yeah.
it starts to cool back down.
Cool back.
You really got to understand, like, it's really not that bad.
It's not.
It's
People
really
think
not.
it is. It's not.
It's really not that bad. You just really, honestly, during the day, you either you're at work,
Yeah.
you're inside,
Yeah.
unless you work a construction job and you're outside, and they're not really
They
out.
really not outside.
They really not outside like that.
Early in the morning.
Earlier, what she said, and make sure you stay hydrated.
Yep.
And then I'm telling you, like, it's really not all that bad. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, what they do is they do everything that they got to do early in the mornings or in the evening time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it is hot in the evenings, but it's not as hot as it was during the day.
Right. And just say the pools, the YMCA and all that stuff with the pools, that they always filled.
Yep.
They are always,
Yep.
filled with kids and people,
Right.
They got a little beach, like where was that at?
They have several beaches out here, but I forget where. There's a couple beaches out here that are really, really nice.
Really
A lot of everything out here is man-made.
Yeah.
Other than the natural stuff that's out here, like
Yeah.
the desert stuff, and like the cactuses and sand and all that good happy stuff. All the stuff is natural, and the wildlife and stuff. And we'll touch on that here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But all that stuff is everything pretty much here is man made. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. They are still building out here. They're still building houses
Yes,
out here.
They done built about 50-something homes down the street from us,
Yeah.
right behind Quick Trip. I thought it was gonna be
like
like
stores
and stuff like that, because I'm like, we need stuff that's so spaced out. Well, it's not really spaced out, but it just seems it's
'Cause,
the
like-
traffic, the way
Right.
it's just a lot of traffic.
Right.
But yeah, so
Summers can be hot.
they could be hot. So let's talk about the drivers here.
Drivers
terrible.
are terrible. You go ahead. I'll let you cover that.
Drivers are terrible. Okay, so
If you ain't safe, you
now let me explain something about Arizona when it comes to their driving.
what's going on, Anthony?
Hey Anthony. Let me explain something about the driving here in Arizona.
Thanks, bro.
When we first moved here, when you register your car, they tell you have to keep insurance. They want to make sure you keep insurance. If you do not have insurance, your registration to your car will be suspended. And you won't be able to, you'll be able to drive, but you'll get pulled over because it'll say suspended. We didn't know that at first because we had insurance on the car, and I found some cheaper insurance. Well, actually, it wasn't really cheaper. It was better. I found some better insurance because I wanted roadside assistance and all that stuff, and the insurance that we had on the car at first didn't have all that. And so I switched it not knowing that I was supposed to inform the DMV. They call it, it's something different here that they call it. But anyway, we call it DMV because, Kansas City, that's all we knew. But they call it something else. But anyway, we didn't know that we had to report it to the DMV to let them know that we switched. So according to the DMV, we didn't have insurance. And so when it came time for me to renew our license and everything, to get our tags, get my tags renewed or whatever, they said that I owed $50, an extra $50. I said, for what? They said to lift the suspension. So I'm driving on this, all this time I'm driving. I said, well, no, I had insurance. And so they said, well, according to us, you didn't. The last time you had insurance was this. So I had to prove to them that I had insurance, and then, and eventually they took that off. They went on ahead and took that off or whatever because I proved it. But I look at that as a good thing. For one, it's going to keep you held accountable. It's going to hold you accountable to make sure that you have insurance. Because some people, they get it, and when they get their card, it has from September all the way until this, and then they be like, oh, I'm good, and you don't pay. Yeah, I've done that before. I'm not going to lie. So I'm talking about me. I've done that before. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that this time. And so when they said that, I was like, no. I said, I've been having insurance. And so I showed it to them or whatever. And of course, they got to prove it, with your insurance company. And boom, they lifted it. But like I said, it keeps you held accountable on your insurance. And the reason why they want you to, they did that is because the drivers here are terrible. They ride your tail. It's road rage. If you driving slow, you could be in the slow lane and it's still the fast lane.
Right.
To them.
They don't drive the speed limit.
They don't
here.
drive the speed limit. And they don't pay attention. They be on their phones and stuff like that. And it's just terrible. And we see accidents every single day. And so when they say, you got to pray without ceasing, that means really when you leave your driveway or wherever you
better be able to pray.
Lord, go before me, go behind me, go beside me. Be with me, oh God. Cover your blood over us in the mighty name of Jesus. You got to pray pretty much all the way to your job or wherever you're going, because people are driving fast. They don't pay attention. And so we see wrecks on the freeway. We see wrecks, in the city. It's just, the drivers are terrible. And people from California, you got to understand, there's people from everywhere.
Right. California,
Chicago, all the cold places, Detroit, Michigan. It's a lot of people from different places. And so, where there's Atlanta, where the speed limit is because they drive crazy in Atlanta. Oh, they drive crazy to me. They drive crazy in California.
Right.
Detroit and Chicago, all them drive crazy. To me.
Right.
So they all moved here. And guess what? Now we gotta deal with it.
We gotta deal with some non-driving people.
Some non-driving people. And so
I gotta drive for me and I gotta drive for them.
Yes.
I'm driving several cars at once.
Yes. And we all going the same place, but you would think that we're not. It's like we all going the same direction, and you want to be on my tail, and then they want to put the little finger up and stuff. They just a mess when it comes. These drivers down here, they something else.
Yeah.
When it comes to
they really are.
Yeah. So you have to be insured. You have to make sure you keep insurance on your car. Yeah. You got to make sure you keep insurance on your car. Right. So let's go to the next thing. I'm gonna let you talk about this one because you work.
School districts here. School districts. I like a lot of the school districts out here. What I can say about these kids is every last one of the schools out here, besides maybe a few of them, it's like a handful of them that have that were built in like the 1990s, 1980s or what have you. Everything else is like 2000s and newer. And so every last one of the schools that I visit out here are like brand new, and you can tell that the people put a lot of money and time and effort into these schools.
The schools are beautiful.
They're beautiful. I said, there's some schools out here, like the school that I work at. they're like it's the bottom, like it's the bottom of the school district. It's a nice school.
Beautiful.
That school is nice. And when I tell you, like they make sure these kids get what they need. They make sure these kids get what they need, and they take care of these kids out here. I'll say the education. There's a reason why our kids struggle out here. Education wise, we're like out of all the states, we're like the 40th. It's not that we're not very, but I mean that's all the way. That's all the states and cities in America. The problem that we have here, though, is that us as Black Americans, nobody they don't know Black history here. You ask them, you know, who outside of who is Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Rosa Parks, any of the who's the Black Panther movement. If they don't know those people, yeah, they're lost. They don't know they don't know a lot of Black history out here, and so a lot of times I spend my time, you know, with my kids in school, teaching regular school, and then being a basketball coach. Outside of that, I find myself encouraging them to go and look who where they came from.
Yeah.
And so these school districts out here, you know, I believe they love the kids. They put a lot into the kids, but they could do a little bit more. But at the same time, it's like it's really nice out here to see these kids have people that, you know, care about them in the school districts that they have out here. But they don't pay worth crap.
They don't.
They don't pay nothing out here.
No.
Like it's bad.
Yeah.
Like I'll just be honest. I took a major pay cut coming out here to Arizona as an educator. I'll just put it like this. I took more than a $2 pay cut. I took it. My pay cut was almost like $20. That's bad. And I didn't know it was gonna be like that until I actually got out here. That's how bad it is. So if you're coming out here and you're an educator, you better love doing what you do, or you better start looking for a second job. And a lot of people ask, how do you do it? God. Nobody but God. There's nobody but God.
Nobody.
But I love the kids, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The wildlife. So, let's talk about the wildlife. I can't really say
The wildlife's not bad, but
we haven't. Okay, so where we live, we haven't experienced too much. Well, I'm lying. Okay, so when we first moved in this house, my grandbaby was in her room, and she was playing. Me and David was gone, and my daughter and my grandbaby was here, and my grandbaby was playing with her toys, and she saw something move at the corner of her eye, and she looked, and she said, she ran in her mama's room and said, "A bug." And so my daughter came in there, and she said, "Where?" And she looked, and she said, "That ain't no bug, that's a scorpion." So we come home, they both in the room on the bed with their feet up, like the scorpion was gonna run after them and get on the bed. But they ran in the room and put their feet on the bed, and they, they were scared. And so pet detective right here, he came, and we thought he was gonna kill it. He puts the scorpion on the newspaper and takes it outside. So my daughter said, "Now why you do that? Now he can go get his cousins and they gonna come back." She said they gonna come back. They gonna come back and get us. You should have killed him. He said, "You don't kill you don't kill nature." I said, "Well, in this case, you should have killed him because we didn't want it to come back. We didn't want it to come back." So we done had a scorpion, and then we had a lizard in our house.
A little baby snake.
A little baby snake.
It was in the garage.
The lizard, the lizard, we was gone once again, and my daughter my daughter said, "Mama, Elizabeth got in the house," and we was like, "Why every time we leave, someone to come in the house to get y'all?" So it was a lizard, and it was chilling at my daughter's door. And so he, once again, pet detective, got the lizard, and he
Put it back outside.
Put it back outside. So we're like, okay. So we talked to the next door neighbor, and the next door neighbor said, "Y'all want lizards around, because when you don't see the lizards, that means there's a snake around." So we like, come on, lizards. 'Cause lizards be in they would be in our garage.
They would be in our garage. They'd be in our backyard.
Little baby lizards. As soon as we come, you know how roaches be. It don't be that many, but they just scatter. It's like they gonna lizard. But it didn't. We wasn't scared. I know Miss Sharon probably like, oh no, it's not that bad, Miss Sharon.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
We had just moved in. This house been empty, so we had just moved in this house.
Right.
And so we haven't seen any lizards lately.
No, we haven't. But the thing about it is, when you move out here, you really want to make sure you keep your yard sprayed.
Yes.
You want to keep it sprayed. You want to keep the maintenance and things like that up.
Yes.
Those are things that you want to keep
Keep
up
up.
and keep your house uncluttered.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Cluttered free.
Clutter free. Because you don't want to give them nowhere to
you
hide.
don't want to give them a place to hide.
Yeah, I went and bought this flashlight that that you can see, like if you turn out the lights.
Oh.
Who's that?
So, go ahead.
If you turn out the lights, you'll be able to see the scorpions because scorpions they glow in the night. They glow at dark. So I went and bought this big old flashlight. But we ain't had no more after that. That was when we first moved here. That was going on 3 years ago.
Right.
But we had a lizard, and then when I got home one day, I'm driving, and it was a rolled up rug that was in the garage, and I seen the little snake. That little thing was just looking at me, and I said, "Father God," because I was already in the garage. Didn't know what kind of snake it was. I didn't know. So I called the snake man. First I reached out to him and told him we got a snake in the house. And he was like, "In the house?" I was like, "Well, it's in the garage." And so he was like, "Well, take a picture of it." So I took a picture of the snake. And I called the snake man. I called the people, the pest control. And the man told me to send the picture to him. He said, "Send me the picture and I'll let you know if it's even worth me coming to your house." And I said, "Oh, it don't matter, it's a snake." So I sent it to him, and he called me back laughing. He said, "Ma'am, that's a garden snake." I said, "I don't care." He said, "It's not gonna bite you. Garden snakes are not, they're not harmful." He said, "All you gotta do is just open up that rug, and that thing will go on out of here." I said, "I'm not touching it. I'm not touching the rug. It's a snake. It's gonna kill me." He said, the snake is not gonna kill you. And it was so little. It was smaller than it. It was smaller than this pen. Snake was small as his pen. And so the man told me, he said, "Ma'am, it will cost you more me coming out there than to get that thing out of your house." So long story short, my daughter came home and she opened up the rug and she said, "Mama, that snake is gone." I said, "Oh Lord, it's somewhere in the house." And she said, "No, Mama, that snake is gone." So the snake was gone. Praise God, I survived the snake. Thank you, Jesus.
I told her the same thing. Anyways, Anthony, so if your kids live in the Phoenix area, we're not far from them. I know you said that on there somebody got married in
Mesa.
Mesa's an hour and 20 minutes away from us. And look, hey, if you guys are ever out this way, feel free. You guys are more than welcome to look us up.
Yeah.
If you ever hear on the Sunday, if your kids are looking for a church, we're literally 30 minutes. Our church is 30 minutes away from Mesa.
Yeah.
We have one of our ministers actually lives in Mesa, and so they can meet us at 3101 East Shea Boulevard every Sunday at 10:30, and then at tomorrow, if they're in that area. They can meet us at the church at 3101 East Shea Boulevard at 7 o'clock for
And we
our
have
hour
Bible study.
our hour of power for Bible
Bible
study.
study, yeah.
So we would love to see you guys come out here and look. Like I said, it's beautiful. It's actually a wonderful place. The wildlife is not bad. We'll tell you this funny story and we'll move on, get off of here. We had 2 encounters with some wild hogs, some wild boars.
Yeah.
And the first encounter we had was when we first moved out here. I was on the trailer getting things out, moving it into to the house, and I was like, man, that's a big old dog. Tajay came out the house and was like, that ain't no dog, man.
That's a boar.
That's a boar, man. So it was funny. That was funny. And then the second time we had some run-ins with a boar with a wild pig was
Not long ago.
Not long ago. It was a couple of days ago. Actually, about a week or so ago.
About a week ago.
And they really love mushrooms. They love
Yes.
mushrooms, and we have these things that grow in our yard that is a form of mushroom.
So we had a whole family.
We had a whole family in our front yard. It was going from our yard to another yard.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, crazy.
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row.
And they done ate it off all, so they gone.
We haven't seen them since though.
We haven't seen them since. Yeah.
But the wildlife can be crazy if you allow it, if you're scared of stuff. So, but you don't have any need to be afraid of anything. Like I said, especially if you live in the city, the only thing you have to worry about in the city is people throwing their trash places. Coyotes. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of
A lot of
coyotes.
coyotes. And there's foxes out here, but you rarely see the
Yeah, the
foxes.
foxes,
you see more,
they run from you, but
Yeah.
the coyotes,
Yeah.
I mean, well,
They don't really bother you.
you. They just be, they're coyotes more. They'll attack small dogs and little kids.
Right.
They don't attack adults.
Right.
Not unless it's a pack of them. Then they
Right.
get tough and they think okay, we're a gang. We can take you. We've seen was those donkeys or what was those things?
Mules.
We see every time when we're like delivering, we see them just
Right,
standing.
especially
on,
when we're, like,
they just
way
be standing
out.
on the side of the road. Like, do they see me?
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you another thing that's cool. Like, all right, so if you go out to Mesa, Mesa has this area. Well, no, is that Chandler? That's Chandler.
Where?
Charles and Dorian live out in Chandler.
No, they don't.
No. What's that? What is it?
Maricopa.
That's Maricopa. Maricopa. So anytime if you go out to Maricopa, they have an area where it's like an open field where there's out in that
Wow.
open field it's wild horses, it's wild ponies, and so they're so pretty there, and it's a lot of them.
And cows too.
A lot of them. It's
Yeah.
a lot of them. So, but yeah, that's the wildlife here.
That's the wildlife, but they don't bother you.
No, you don't have to worry about nothing attacking you.
I'm scared of bees, and I'm scared of. I'm not scared of flies, but I'm scared of bees. So, I'm not an outdoor person, period. But if I can survive and make it, you can too. Yeah. We ain't talking about the spiders. We ain't seen no spiders. Thank you, Lord. Please don't let no spiders come in the Keep them where they at, Lord. We haven't seen none of those. Praise God. No can't even say the word.
Tarantulas.
But he said. But let's go to the next thing.
All right.
The limited public transportation. And that's only out this way, I say. It's out this way. We live like what's considered a suburb, so we don't see no buses.
No, there's no buses out there, but they do have them.
They do have them, but they're in Phoenix or Glendale.
Avondale, like the main, like the big areas. This is where they have them. Like the main areas that like further south.
They have it in Peoria, but not this side of Peoria. We live north.
Yeah, they have
have
them
them in
further
Peoria.
south.
Yeah.
South of where we are. They that's where
We
your
live
public
north.
transportation will be.
We
So-
have mountains behind our house.
Right.
Like that.
Right, and so if you need a place, if you need public transportation, you want to move towards the south of everything, so you can actually be on that bus line.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're gonna be Ubering it, lifting, and all that good stuff, where you're gonna have your own transportation.
And once again, we didn't know where we was moving
Moving.
to, because sometimes people, they be like, you live too far, we don't deliver that way, that place, you know, and we have to go pick up our food and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, it's certain places that will, but like we one time wanted pizza, and Pizza Hut's like 5 minutes from here, but they wouldn't do it because they said we stay too far. We just like, what?
You literally 5 minutes.
It's 5
away from
minutes,
my house.
yes.
What do you mean you don't deliver this far?
Right. So you just got to know where you want to make sure you're not too far,
Right.
where people don't want to, you know, people don't come visit us.
Right.
They like, I gotta pack up a bag just to come see y'all or be there all day.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna come and see y'all and stay for 30 minutes and leave. I'm
Right.
gonna stay there all day.
Right.
So we don't have very many people that come to our house, which, you know, I'm cool with that.
Cool. And if they say we was just in the
neighborhood,
neighborhood, we
they
tell you,
lying.
you're lying.
You're lying. You wasn't just in the
You're
neighborhood.
lying, Wonder.
So that's it with the public transportation. Let's talk about this. You want to start?
Nope, you start.
It's a lot of mean people here. When I tell you, when we first came, you know, people could tell that we're not from here. They say, I could tell y'all not from here. Y'all too dice. Like, it's like the people that, and it's not, sometimes it's not the people that live, that is from Arizona. It's the people that moved from different states
To Arizona.
to Arizona. People from Detroit, Chicago, different places, you know, that moved. And you be like, are you from here? Nah, I ain't from here. Oh, I could tell or something. I mean, you know, it's not the people that lives here in Arizona. People that live in Arizona, they think that people are mean.
Right.
They like, no, it's a lot of mean people, but it ain't from us.
Right.
It's from the people who came from different places that came here. You try to think you're going to escape the haters, you know, you be like, it's a lot of people. We got too many haters. We got, you know, they say, but they talk about Kansas City. You know, it's crab syndrome. Don't nobody want to see you make it. No, that's everywhere. That's everywhere. You done moved to Arizona, that's everywhere. Crab
Right.
syndrome and the barrel.
Right.
The black people don't stick together here at all. Well, I tell you,
It's very, very few times that any black people will stay. Like the black people will like actually work with you, and it's
Yes.
a lot of times it's people that's not from here.
yeah,
And the people that are from here, they cool, but a lot of times they don't stick together.
yeah, they don't.
Like, to give you an example, so we have, obviously, we're pastor and wife, we have a church here. And so one of the things that we had been asking of people as we went out, we are asking people, you know, what is it that you could do if you had a choice to do something, what would you do? And people were like, we would have open mic nights for the church edition.
Yeah,
And so when we got our building, you know, when God blessed us to have a building, we were like, okay, all right, cool, let's have an open mic night.
right.
I posted it on they have these groups, these African American groups, the black groups, and I posted that we were going to have an open mic night, the church edition at our church. The first night, about 7 or 8 people showed up.
Yeah.
I had over 300 people that said that they were going to come.
Yes. Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, I'm coming. Musicians and singers.
Yes.
Had it the first night, 8 people showed up. It was a good turnout. It was cool.
Yeah.
What happened was nobody knew any songs. They just let her do all the singing, and just started
they
was looking at us like,
I said, anybody want to take it from here? We can, you know, I wanted to harmonize. I wanted to, you know, I wanted it to be turned into a worship session. Just, that's what it's about.
A worship night.
And just a worship night, you know, and nobody knew the songs, and they were like, you got it.
we like,
And I said, well, do you got a song that you want me to sing? And they were singing old songs because they don't know, they said they don't know none of the
they
new
don't
stuff.
know none of the new stuff.
And the old songs,
And
I didn't know.
they way younger than we are.
They was younger than we are. Want to sing melodies from heaven, and I'm just like,
All right.
wait a minute. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad song, but you know,
It's like, come on, y'all. The only song that everybody in the congregation, everybody knew at the open mic night was Blessed. We're blessed in the city. We're blessed when we go and
Yeah.
come.
You don't even know the
Anyways,
song.
anyways,
We're blessed
But-
when we come and when we go.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was
yeah.
all bad. It was
yeah.
bad. It was
No musicians came.
no musicians showed up.
None. He was the only person, praise God. And yeah. And so then we had people say, well, we can't come on Saturday, but we could come Friday. So what we did was we had one on Saturday. We had one on Saturday, and then we turned around and had one on Friday. On Friday, only person came was our member.
Only one person showed up.
One person. One of our members.
That was
Okay.
the second one. The third one, we had 5
We
people
haven't
showed
had-
up. Yeah, we had.
Oh
a
yeah,
third
we
one.
did.
5
Third
people
one,
showed
yeah.
up, and this man, there was a man and his wife. The man played the drums and the
Drums,
wife
she
played the
played the
keys.
keyboard.
Needless to say, that one was a good one because when
Yeah.
he actually, the man came and he got delivered.
Mm-hmm.
He got prayed for. It turned out the man had like 7 different strokes. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Great night.
And she blessed us with her gift
Right.
on the keyboard, and man,
It was good.
it was good. It was good.
Good. So,
And so
but-
we're just gonna keep it on the Saturday.
right. We're gonna continue to have them, but you know the thing about it is people can be mean
Yes.
here, and they lie.
Yes.
Ain't no need. You ain't gotta lie, Craig.
Yes. They say they coming and then they
They
don't
don't
come.
show up.
And then when they do come, they say, I seen the building, but I didn't see no cars.
That
Well, you didn't
part.
come around the back. And if you did come around the back and you seen a few cars, if you would have just added your car, then there'd have been more cars.
That part.
So if you would have just stopped, got out of the car, stopped being lazy, and found Power Outreach Ministries, and then walked in, that would have been an extra car. And then somebody else do the same thing, it would have been a trickle down effect. But you want to sit up here and say, it wasn't nobody there. That's a lie. There's cars out there. It's just not the amount of cars that you want it to be. And so my prayer is that God send us leaders and not followers.
That part.
Because a lot of people follow. They don't, So that's my prayer, is that God send leaders. People that are not, that don't follow the crowd, but for real want God. So that's, I'm just like, well, I guess it's not meant for them to, to come. So yeah, we've had a lot of, we when we moved here, we even had our Live, Love, Laugh, a brunch at a restaurant, and we said the first couple we'll pay for you. Nobody came. People say they're gonna come. I'm coming. Nobody came. So we just enjoyed our breakfast. I guess we got to be known or something. I don't know. I'm just like,
It's crazy.
it's crazy, and people follow the crowd. Praise God. So let's go on down the line. We can skip that one because we did that one already.
Church folks.
Church folks.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Church folks down here are something different. It's I'm because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I don't want nobody to feel like like we just for real we bashing y'all. We not bashing y'all. We just. Alright, I'm gonna just come out. I'm about to say something, and I pray that I don't step on nobody's toes. They're behind here when it comes to the church, and I'm saying that because whereas like we'll do a song, they be like, "Ooh, that was good. Who do that?" And it'd be like, "Yeah, you ain't heard of this yet." I think it's only been one church that we went to, and the church it's a young pastor, young folks. A lot of young folks go to this church, and when I tell you when you go to this church, they gonna shout break you to death. You gonna shout for like 2 hours, and then he gonna get. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying they gonna shout you for about 2 hours, and then they gonna send you on home. You gonna sweat your edges out. But the church folks
There's
can
a
be
couple of those
snobby. They can be snobby,
Yeah.
mean, and when I tell Church God of Christ, they gonna stick with their Church God of Christ. The Baptists, they gonna stick with the Baptists. The Methodists is gonna stick with the Methodists. They're not gonna cross.
Yeah.
They're not
And if
gonna
you're not a
promise.
denomination, you out there in the
You out there in the wilderness by
you
yourself.
You just by yourself. What's your denomination? Non-denomination. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
They're not gonna support you
At
at
all.
all. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Ever.
Hey, I'm like, because we love Church of God Christ. We Church of God Christ
Church
babies.
of God in Christ, baby.
Oh, do they treat us crazy sometimes? Yeah.
Yes.
They do. Like you be like, hey man, what when Church of God in Christ have stuff going on, let me know. Keep me in the loop.
You find out when it's going on.
When it's going on.
You see it online. You be like, oh, they having something. I thought.
I ain't know they was having something.
Oh, okay. Then when you get there, it's like,
Who you?
where they come from?
Right.
Not friendly at all.
Be like, hey, how you doing? Hey.
We come in praising God. And y'all know I'm a singer, so if somebody up there singing, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm a musician. I'm like, ooh, they killing it. Oh.
I guess we too hype for them. I don't know. Y'all Church of God in Christ, so it's like we should fit right
We
on
fit
in.
right in.
But because we're a new face,
Unfamiliar face.
unfamiliar face is like where they come from, and we don't want your members. We don't want your members. We don't
No.
want. We don't
We
want
just wanna
nothing.
praise
we just want
God.
God. We just want to enjoy, and it's just like wow, this is really this is where we come from. So because this is where we came from, we
figure
excited.
we fit in.
Yeah, we fit in, but we don't because we stand right out. We that light that just just stand out, and it's cool. It's cool. We've even had people say we coming to visit y'all's church. Never
Ain't
do.
that- no,
and if
no.
they did, we don't know what was said about it, which we don't care because we know that the
And this
spirit
is
of
the
the Lord
thing.
resides in Power Outreach.
It's so crazy that she just said that because I was just about to say something about that.
Go ahead.
Like a lot of people, when they do come and visit, they like this. Oh, this is good. I feel the spirit in this place.
Yes.
Oh, the spirit of the Lord is here.
Feel
Oh, it's
so
just I
welcome.
feel so welcome. Oh, I'm definitely come back. We ain't seen you since.
We like that skeleton that's still sitting like this,
Wait.
waiting. That's what it is.
So, church folks,
Yeah,
church folks.
yeah. And we'll support you.
Yeah.
But 2 or 3 offers, you only get one out of
Yeah.
us. Talk about us, call us cheap, call us whatever you want to call us. But whatever we got, guess what?
My offering
Because
is my.
it don't say. Go ahead.
No, wait, no. You go ahead.
Because it don't say in the Bible that you're supposed to pay. You pay your tithes and offering at another church. You're just supposed to pay an offering, and whatever it is, be grateful for it.
Right.
Don't look at us because we pastor and wife that we supposed to pay all this money
Right.
and come up with we got $100 and all this stuff. We don't boast or brag about what we give, honey.
Right.
We just give what we can give.
Right.
Praise God, because you ain't never been to our church and gave a dime. So it is what it is at this point. Go ahead and say what you got to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't treat my offering like a bad perm that didn't take. If it didn't take for you the first time, well, I don't know what to tell you.
And if you gotta prophesy over me because I didn't, if you don't prophesy over me because I didn't give, I didn't need your prophecy no way. Praise God, because I don't like people praying over me anyway. And it was probably a proper lie.
Right.
But anyway, moving on. The food. The food here. What, baby? Oh, okay. The food here is pretty much you got to cook for yourself.
Right.
If you want some good food, there is only two soul food places. Now, if anybody here from Arizona that know of any other good soul food places, let us know. But from what we've experienced, this Mama Soul and Lolo's, both of them good.
Or
No.
cooking at home.
Or just cooking at home. And everybody that came, different people that has come from Kansas City and different places, and they have connected with us, we took them to Lolo's. A couple of them not by choice. We like, where y'all want to go? Oh, we heard of this place called Lolo's. We like, dang, we sick of Lolo's. But we took them to Lolo's, and they absolutely loved it. It's kind of like, if you're from Kansas City, it's kind of like a I can't even say it's like Peachtree. It tastes better than Peachtree. You think? You think
No, it don't taste better than Peachtree.
Lolo's?
Lolo's don't taste better than Peachtree.
How about Mama Soul?
I'll take Peachtree over both of them.
I think Lolo's taste better than Peachtree.
I don't.
Peachtree is good. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't taking that away from Peachtree.
Peachtree. How about Nieces?
Yeah, Nieces definitely.
It tastes better than Nieces.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, it tastes better than Nieces in Kansas City, but he said Peachtree. But anyway, those are the two places here that we know about for as soul food. Is Lolo's and Mama Soul. Mama Soul was the first one that we went to when we first moved here, and they're from St. Louis.
Yep.
They're from out of St. Louis, and their food is it was good. She was very professional. She was super nice, and we could tell that she wasn't from here or from Chicago or Detroit or all them other places that's mean. They was from St. Louis.
Right.
She was very friendly.
They greeted us with like kindness.
Yes.
They was nice.
Even the people from at Lolo's, we don't know where they from, but they was
nice.
super nice. Super nice.
They made me
very
wanna come
professional.
back.
Yeah, they made you want to, and they Kool-Aid is off the chain. It's a little sweet, but it's off the chain.
Right.
So, but we're still looking for a good fish place. We found a place called Mandy's or
Yeah,
Mandy's.
Mandy's.
Mandy's. We found a place called Mandy's, and it was good. I was just a little disappointed that they didn't have no bread with the fish, but we got 3 pieces of fish, 3 shrimp,
Yeah.
and some
I thought it was 4.
fries.
I thought it was 4.
No, it was 3 and 3, and some fries, and it was reasonable. It was like $12
Right. Yeah.
for that, and with no bread. But that was it. Other than that, there's a couple of places that we were told to go check out. One is in Chandler, and the other one is in
right.
Tempe.
I think so.
Yeah, the other one's in Tempe. We haven't went there yet because we were looking for some fish. Now it's a place called Pete's Fish and Chips.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. Nasty. We should have known that it was gonna be nasty when they said they didn't have no sweet tea.
Right.
All they had
Not
was
only did they
raspberry.
not say they didn't have sweet tea, they couldn't even tell us what kind of fish it was.
Yeah, she said it's
It's
something
something
like
like cod.
We were like, what?
First off, I don't even really like cod.
I don't either. Cod is nasty.
Cod is real nasty. It tastes like cardboard to me.
And then they asked us, did we want some red sauce? We said, what's the red sauce for?
I thought it was hot sauce.
And she said, it's cocktail sauce. I said, for a fish sandwich? That's for shrimp. We ain't get no shrimp. What was that other place called? Miss Angela's, with the lobster sandwiches and the crab meat sandwiches.
Yeah.
Miss Angela's.
Girl, yeah.
Think about it. It's a place called Miss Angela's Lobster.
Right, yeah. Angela's it's like and it's not even it's not a restaurant
not a
that you can go and sit down and eat in.
Yeah, you just pull up.
You
order
pull
your
up
food.
and you order your food and you literally it's like everything is like it's a little building and you pull up, you order your food and you pay for it outside and then you pull around to the drive-thru and you get your food.
Yep.
And it's good.
And all they sell is crab meat sandwiches and lobster sandwiches, shrimp they're sandwiches, but it's seafood, and it's even reasonable, very reasonable, and they're really good.
The sandwiches are really good.
The sandwiches are good. I don't like their fries. Their fries get cold before you pull out the drive-thru. But that's where we went. That was another place that we went.
Right.
So the food is, we gotta say something about Manuel. It's a Mexican restaurant, right? Like here's our
right
church.
next to the church,
and we walked
yes.
right across the. When I tell you, Manuel's on Shea Boulevard. Our church is 3101 East Shea Boulevard. Theirs is 31 something East Shea Boulevard. It's in almost the same parking lot. That's how close it is. We went there one Sunday.
I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, y'all.
Your
my,
legs
my
hurt?
legs is banging.
I was gonna tell you to get some from my feet because mine is too. But we want every time we come out of church, they always smelling
Food smells good.
smelling the parking lot with their food, and so we was like, we just want to go over here and see what it's about. When I tell you that doggone food is very reasonable and it's good, and there it was the waiter, he was very he was good. It worked. He was with excellence. He worked.
Right, he was cool.
He was cool.
He wasn't
Everybody
snobby.
wasn't snobby. The place was clean. When I go to anybody in Arizona, go to Manual on 30 something, and our church is 3101.
It's
so
like
it's
31
next door.
something.
31, maybe it's 3102. I don't know. It's 3103.
It's not 3102. It can't be
31 something. 31 something. Right next door. Shea Boulevard.
It could
East
just be
Shea
31.
Boulevard.
Hey, it could just be 31.
3100. One of those.
Right.
Anyway, go there. They good. They got some good food. It's a Mexican restaurant. Good. Okay. So let me see. We got 2 more things, and then we're gonna end this live.
Everything opens up late and closes
Close
early.
Now, when I tell you everything opened up late, when we first moved here, we was trying to pay our rent, and we had to go to the bank to, deposit it at first. Now we do it from Zelle. We ain't got to do all that. So thank you, Jesus. But at first, they made it where we had to go to the bank. The banks didn't open till what, 10, 11?
10.
10, and they close at 4. Where they do that at?
Only here in the state of Arizona.
Everything. If you don't get some food at a certain time in this area, now I don't know about any place else, in Phoenix and all that, because we're not there that time of night.
No.
But out in this area, everything opens late and close early, because they want to get out in the streets too. They like, I'm getting out. No, 5 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock everything closes, for as certain businesses and stuff like that. The only thing stay open late is like Fry's. It's a grocery store called Fry's, McDonald's, Walmart. They
Right.
close. They all close at 11. What else? And 24-hour IHOP. That's it.
That's it.
Everything else closed super early. Some places close by 9, like some of the 8 o'clock or something like that. But everything still, you would think that places will stay.
They will stay open
They
later
will stay
because
open.
of where it's at. And they
Yeah.
don't. I mean, the nightlight here now, I ain't even gonna lie, they have a lot of black-owned clubs. They have a lot of
Yes.
black-owned businesses
Yeah.
here. It's really nice here when it comes to like business owners.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll just say is like with experiencing, our own people, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, because a lot of times our black people don't support other black people. So for these businesses, especially here, you really gotta, when you come down here, you gotta support.
Yeah.
If you live here in Arizona and you know of a black business, support it.
Yeah.
If they mess up something or they do something, don't
Tell
bash
them.
them. Tell them.
Because we've had some people that bash.
Right, and that's even with the churches.
Yes.
How can a church fix what they've done wrong if the church
If you
doesn't
don't-
know? If I'm about to put this in layman's terms, real quick. I'm about to give y'all a prime example. If I walk out the bathroom and I got toilet paper on the back of my pants or my shoe, tell me.
Yeah.
Don't
laugh.
let me walk around looking like I'm a buffoon.
And don't get your phone and do this and put it on social media. That's just so stupid.
Right. And so, it's just it doesn't make sense. But yeah, everything opens up late and closes early. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why the banks was opening up at 10 o'clock and then closing at 4.
And knowing people don't get off till 5 or 6 o'clock.
Can't get no business done because the bank opened up at 10. Way later than what I have to go to work. Then closes way before I get off of work.
Office Max closed early too. What, 6 o'clock? 6. 7?
Everything closes
Everything
early.
closed early. I'm just like, I'm not getting it. We was trying to get some. We had to listen to tell you how stuff closed. It was in the hood too, so I understand why. But we was trying to get our hoodies. We was trying to get some hoodies done for some of our members because we order our stuff from Kansas City. And so they came in, you know, some of the people was late, like, okay, I want a hoodie. We'd already done got our hoodies back and everything from Kansas City. So we wasn't gonna be able to do all that. So you remember that one place we went to and the man was like, you gotta come before 5, that one place.
Oh yeah.
It was like 4 o'clock. And then I think they only open certain days.
Yeah, they only open certain days.
So we couldn't do it. And maybe it wasn't a hoodie, it was t-shirts.
I think it was
because we're gonna get our hoodies from Kansas City.
It could have been t-shirts.
It was t-shirts.
No, it wasn't t-shirts.
What was it?
It wasn't t-shirts. Remember the mural that we were trying to get made for the back of the church wall. He was gonna do the power outreach, the logo.
Either way, he was closed early.
He was closed early.
He was closed.
And he was super high.
Super high. They overcharge you here. If you ain't smart and know how much stuff is, they'll get you.
Right.
They tried it.
Everybody trying to get money.
They try to get money. Yes. It's kind of it reminds you of Vegas or Vegas. You know how everybody trying to get money. Get money. That's how it is. They try to get money. That's how it is. They yeah. So let's go to the next thing.
The last one.
Last thing.
All
Witches
right.
and warlocks. I'm gonna let you start with that one.
All right. So witches and warlocks out here. There are a lot. It's so crazy. I'm gonna tell you something. When you move out here, the culture out here is really different. If you come, there's witches and warlocks everywhere.
Yeah.
However, here they got
headquarters.
headquarters here, and so you really gotta stay prayed up. You gotta stay watchful. You gotta watch who you take food from. You gotta watch who you take things from. You gotta watch. Don't take nothing home that you didn't buy from the store yourself.
You gotta even be careful with some of those.
You gotta even be careful with some of that stuff. But witches and warlocks are out here. They serious. They out here.
Halloween is
terrible. They have the Halloween store here all year round.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. They believe they crystals, all the candles and all that stuff. That stuff is very prevalent out here. So you got to be watchful. You got to pray. You got to have a prayer life. If you got to get somewhere that believes in prayer.
For real.
Praying and casting down all those different things.
And
yeah.
Don't be deceived by the people who come and they say they prophesying to you, but they're tarot readers. Yeah, we ran into some of those.
Yep.
People that are tarot readers and they go in the name of God.
Right.
And say that they used to be tarot. They say, I used to be a tarot reader, but now, God has given me the prophetic gift. And then they want to tell you stuff, and then they could be on point, and then all of a sudden something goes off.
Left.
And you be like, oh, okay, I see you, devil. Because one thing about it, when you prophesy to somebody, it's not going to be something new, like, oh, really? Oh my God, I didn't know that. It's supposed to be confirmation. Confirmation, something God done already talked to you about. Because you hear his voice. You know, everybody hear God's voice. You just ignore it. You don't pay attention to the voice of God. But you telling me that you used to be a tarot reader and now you're on God's side? Mm-hmm.
And the devil always reveals himself.
Yes.
You just have to be watchful.
Yes.
You have to watch.
That pray
as
without
well as
ceasing
pray.
thing.
Because they there, and they come into the church.
Yes.
So that's all I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
You gotta really, literally, you gotta.
And they
really
not
watch.
ashamed. They'll tell you, "Oh, I'm a witch."
They doing it out in the open.
In the opening. Oh, I don't go to church. I'm a witch. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
But I'm a good witch.
Well, I'm a good witch. There ain't no such thing as a good
You're a witch. A witch.
I'm a witch. No, okay.
I believe in good energy.
Yeah. They try to give you stuff. Here, you can take this. They try to give you little stuff, and then they done put something on it. Yeah.
I see you, Deb.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we tell our members, don't cook us nothing. We good. If we didn't see you make it,
Even if we did see you make it, we still probably
well,
need it.
yeah, I'm just saying, if it ain't catered, no, I'm good. And that's sad. We have to live like that, where you can't trust everybody.
But everybody don't have your best interest
Everybody
at
don't
heart.
have your best interest at heart. And I told yeah, everybody don't have your best interest at heart. And I'm gonna say this. A lot of times when you're a pastor and wife, and I'm just gonna say this, I'm just gonna be transparent. Can I be transparent? A lot of times when you pastor and wives, they're not after if a witch or a warlock or anybody that's not right. They after the pastor and the wife, but they mostly after they gonna try to eliminate the wife. A lot of these pastors, their wives don't have a voice, not at Power Outreach. They don't want their wives to say anything, or they allow the members to mistreat the wives. I've seen it happen.
Right.
We don't roll like that. Not here.
No, we don't get down like that.
And he is the head of this household. He is the head of the church. But he ain't about to let nobody disrespect me. And I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me. So you have people getting, man, you supposed to be the head. You supposed to be this, you supposed to be that. He is. Oh, he shuts it down. But he also let me say what I need to say. Because I'm not scared. I'm not scared, and I'm not going to hold my tongue. You ain't about to get over on me. But anyway, that's all, folks. That's all. We love everybody who stayed on here the whole time. We thank God for everybody. Praise God. We just wanted to get on here and talk about the pros and the cons and, what we experienced. It may be different from other people, and it's not bad. So, Ms. Sharon, if you're still on here, it's not bad. Because if we still here, guess what? Something got to be good out of it. Right. We still here, huh? We ain't coming back to Kansas City.
Nope.
Y'all can keep that cold bipolar weather. Y'all can keep it. We ain't coming back. We love it. We love it here. In spite of all the things that we've experienced, we know that God is going to do some things, some great and mighty things, and we know that He's going to. It's only going to get better from here. It's all a learning experience. Everything that we're going through, it's a learning experience, from the jobs, from dealing with people, church folk, right, or whatever. It's a learning experience, and we still gonna love on you. We still gonna support you. We still gonna do whatever, whether you support us or not. We got a lot of pastors who lied and said they're gonna come and support. They don't support. It's okay, but we still gonna support you. We still gonna love on you. You want to say something, little mama? Because you just say hi. What, baby?
Where you going now?
What you gotta ask me? Huh?
So,
You gotta wait till your mama get home for that.
Yeah. So we love y'all.
She'll be home in a minute.
We appreciate you.
Till mama get off work.
And we will be on here very soon.
Yes.
If y'all have not gone and subscribed to Mary Heiston's YouTube page.
Mary Heiston number 8.
Mary Heiston number 8 is where you can find her on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to our church's YouTube page, Power Outreach Ministries,
yes,
AZ. Our Live Love Laugh. Obviously, go and follow us on YouTube as well. Let me let y'all know something. In June, starting June, June the 8th, they will start deleting all the old videos.
Yeah. So if it's a memory or something that y'all want,
y'all better go and download it now.
Somebody that's done died in your family that you have videos of, you better get it.
You better get it now.
You better get it now, because they're going to take it off if they have not already started.
It don't start until, I got a message today saying that June the 8th.
They're going to start taking off videos.
Yeah.
So I done took off some of mine and put them on my YouTube page.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So we love y'all. Been on here long enough. It's time to get off. All right. All right. Love
Yeah.
you.
All right,
Bye.
deuces.